Hi, I'm Laura Jamieson,
And I'm Amy Granger.
and we're your co-teachers for first hour sixth grade language arts. These are our emails. They're right at the bottom if you ever need to get a hold of us. So here's a little bit about me. So I was born and raised in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. And as a kid, I always dreamed about being a teacher. I used to set up my stuffed animals and dolls and teach them with whiteboards and rocking chairs and read to them. I'm a graduate of Andover High School. It's now currently the Bloomfield Hills High School in 2009. From there, I went to Central Michigan University. I've been a few places since graduating from Central. I taught here at Van Hoosen as a long-term sub in the sixth grade language arts. Then I moved to Charlotte, North Carolina in the summer of 2016, where I worked at Devonshire Elementary. I taught fourth grade for 2 years and then looped up with my fourth grade class to teach fifth grade. Then I moved back to Michigan in January 2019, right around the polar vortex, where I taught eighth grade language arts at Van Hoosen for 2.5 years. Last year, I was with the virtual campus teaching fourth grade. And then this year I'm teaching sixth and seventh grade language arts here at Van Hoosen. This is my 6th year teaching. This is my family. I have one sister. She lives in Chicago, Illinois. She works as a librarian. She is only 13 months older than me. My mom is a part-time bookkeeper at Beautiful Savior Lutheran Church. And my dad is a retired counselor at Hart Middle School. My grandpa will be 97 in October, and I'm very close with him. And then my aunt retired from Ford Motor Company earlier this year. So that's a little bit about me. I can't wait to get to know each and every one of you. And now here's a little bit about Miss Granger.
Thank you so much. And so I have been teaching for 15 years, primarily in the Oxford School District. Third grade and fifth grade have been my main grades, and I decided to make the jump over to Rochester Community Schools this year. So this is actually my first year at Van Hoosen. I'm super excited to be here. I have a master's in special education and a bachelor's in elementary education. I live in Rochester Hills, just right down the street with my family. I have 2 daughters who attend Musson Elementary, and there are a few pictures of my family and some things we like to do together.
So this is my schedule for this year. I have first and second hour language arts 6, then third hour I have language arts 7, fourth hour is my prep hour, and then fifth hour I have language arts 6 again, and then sixth hour is language arts 7. The best time to reach me would be during fourth hour, where I have all of the lunches. So whenever your child's lunch is, just have them stop by my room if they ever need to chat with me, or by email.
And here's my schedule. I can be accessible in room 127B for most of my day. Again, I am with Miss Jamieson in her room for first hour. My prep is second hour, and I have sea lunch. So kids are available to stop by at sea lunch and see me. Of course, people can always email me as well.
So here's a glimpse into language arts and what we'll be doing daily. There will always be a due now for students to complete, whether it's a quick write or a survey or a quick question for them to answer. We'll be doing community get to know you building games. We'll do sentence studies, and that will be kind of our grammar study. There'll always be independent reading time where they'll have chances to work with peers or with the class, to share reading responses of their choice with the class or with other peers in other classes. Mini lessons will be for reading, writing, grammar, or any literary concepts, and then there'll always be independent work time.
And in terms of curriculum, we follow the Common Core State Standards for sixth grade, which includes a lot of different things related to listening, speaking, writing, and reading, as you can see here on the slide. And this is a spiral-based approach, which means we might introduce a concept or idea 1 month or 1 unit, and then come back to that with multiple opportunities to practice throughout the year within different genres.
And then our goal is to always create lifelong readers. So we always stress that they should bring an independent book of their choice, that they will create personal goals with them. It's also our goal to increase their reading volume and the complexity of their texts that they are reading and the different genres that they are reading. We want to make sure that students choose books that are appropriate and age level and at their reading level. As well as consider you as a family member, your values and your beliefs. We would also like students to choose books that they have not read previously, and we will be participating in reading conferences with students. Our author in April this year is Varian Johnson, and so we will be doing more of his books during April. But just so you know, as our families, we would like students to be reading for a minimum of 30 minutes every single day, whether that's 30 minutes right through or 10-minute increments.
In terms of what we cover in writing, we have a lot of different varieties of writing that we'll be exposing the kids to this year, including creative writing, personal narratives, so like small moment stories, and then more nonfiction writing, literary analysis and arguments, and then evidence-based writing, such as short responses or extended responses and essays.
So we will also be implementing learning targets. So we will give the students these sheets of paper that look like this. And so if a student is beginning to show reasons in their writing, we will work with them to move up the learning targets so that they become better writers and better readers. This is also what you can expect in the grade book. And so the grade book in middle school is always best to check daily or very often. If they completed the practice, it will show it as complete, maybe with the total points that they received for that assignment. If it's marked as incomplete, that means they did not do it. They attempted, but it was not complete. Not attempted, it was not turned in, or it was not attempted or not turned in at all. If a student is excused from an assignment, it will have the excused label. If it's late, that's just if students turn it in beyond the due date. We just mark it as late so we know that they did not complete it on time. If a student is absent from the day that it was either collected or turned in, then we'll mark it as absent, but they are still responsible to complete that work. If your child has a grading concern, we would appreciate it if they address it with us first. This gives the student an opportunity to practice to advocate for himself or herself. If there are still questions or still concerns, please email us so that we can address them then. And again, these are our emails. If you ever need anything, please email us. We utilize the Google Classroom. All students have access to it right now. We also will be using Scope throughout the year. And then these are just the daily materials that we ask all students to bring. A notebook, whether it's a spiral or a composition, pens, pencils, highlighters. We also have them available in our room if they ever forget one. Always bring an independent reading book. Our expectation is that if a student is done with their work early, that they read an independent reading book that they're interested in. Any type of organization that works best for them, whether it's a folder or trapper keeper or binder. And then always their charged RCS Chromebook. We are always also asking for volunteers, whether it's a student volunteer to stay after school and hang things or even organize the classroom library. So if I had a child of yours, whether it's current or former, and they need community service, they are more than welcome to come in and help us. Throughout the year, there will also be parent volunteer opportunities, but we will email you to let you know all about that. So thank you for watching our curriculum night video. If you have any further questions, please email us. Again, I'm Laura Jamieson.
And I'm Amy Granger. We look forward to working with your child this year.